morning. Well, this is Andy at the English Watch, and I thought I'd go for a bit of a walk around the park. It's a nice sunny day, so what better way to do it than get some exercise, something I definitely need more of. Well, it's a normal Saturday morning, and my youngest, he's at his martial arts over at the sports centre, so I've got an hour to kill. And then he's got his tennis, so I've got another hour to kill. So I've got a couple of hours of walking around. Now normally what I would do is I'd have a walk into town, drop into Goldsmiths, go and say hi to my friendly neighbourhood dealer. Yes, I know it's Goldsmiths, but you know, they've been pretty good to me. Local one anyway. I haven't bought there for a few years, but it's nice to go in, have a chat, talk about the watches, talk about what's coming out, to get some sort of feedback of what's going on in the community, what people are buying, but more interestingly at the moment, what they're not buying. And it's fair to say, I think I said in my last video, that a lot of the old Omegas, especially in Breitlands, they're just sitting in cabinets for months and months, sometimes years, unloved, unwanted. So go and get yourself a bargain for Christmas. I'm not suggesting everyone should go out and spend thousands of pounds on Christmas presents. I certainly can't, and certainly won't be. But if you can, why not? So what have I been up to this week? Well, for starters, let me just show you my what I'm wearing today. So I'm wearing the Speedy, which you can't really see. I'll put it back on the brown leather strap. Have been on the Artem strap of late, but I think with the autumn colours that we're seeing, the browns and the greens, I think that brown sort of vintage leather look on the Speedy, well, it's hard to beat, isn't it? Let's face it. Recently, so we went to Watchpro in London last weekend. Now I know I was going to say that I was going to go to either Watchpro or Redbar. In the end I went to both, and I think there were good reasons for that. There were people that I wanted to see at both events, you know, brands, but also certain individuals that I've come to enjoy, you know, their company and look forward to meeting, talking about watches. And given, you know, where I situated in the Midlands, it wasn't a bad thing to do. So first thing in the morning, my wife and I jumped in the car, drove down to Bristol, hopped on a train, got into London Paddington. It was a nice trip. It was busy because I think there was some rugby on. Lots of cans of lager on the train, and boisterous behaviour, let's say, all good natured. Got into London, got the Elizabeth line, and the Elizabeth line, if you've not been on it, it's the new part of the tube network in London. Fantastic, really well engineered, well built, very clean, very spacious, really enjoyed it. Got out to Tottenham Court Road and then walked down towards Leicester Square to the Londoner Hotel, which I have to say was a fantastic venue. Oh, and anywhere you go in, you know what it is, you've been travelling all day, you need the loo. They had heated toilet seats, you know. Now that, to me, that's the pinnacle of luxury, heated toilet seat. You know, I don't get out much. But yeah, we went to the Watchpro. As we walked in, Paul Thorpe was there, waiting to film. I think he'd been there both days. He did a really good video, so me being the worst YouTuber in the world, I didn't take a great deal of photos and video because I was just there as a fan. So it's very easy to see everything through the lens of a camera. And when I go to these events, I tend to go into a bit of sort of fanboy nerd mode and just start picking stuff up and looking at it, and forget to take any pictures or video. Took a few, but fortunately Paul did a really good video, sort of did some real good highlights of who was there, and Tea and Tickers as well, they did a good spot on the show as well. They did a presentation with Sinn. Now I spent some time with Sinn. It's a brand I've not had much experience with. Don't seem to have many of them around here. I think Coventry there's a boutique that sells them, but I really like the UTC, the little GMT track just inside. Yeah, just gave it a bit more interest on the dial. I think the standard sort of instrument pilot watch, it's nice, but I think the GMT 24-hour sort of graduations just give the dial a bit more. And for, I don't know, what was it, £1,500? Worth a look at some point, definitely. God, the sun's really out now, isn't it? So what else did we see? 7 Friday, they're pretty cool. Now they had a range of sunglasses as well, which was interesting, sort of modelled on some of the shapes of the sort of TV shapes of the cases. And I have to say, given the difference between the Watchpro event and the London Watch Show, the fact that you're there with business owners, brand designers, you know, watch makers, much different to just you know, sort of bring and buy sale. Everything's about price, you know, £50,000 Rolex Daytonas piled on top of just junk. This was something different, and I'd highly recommend anyone that's thinking of going to a watch event, check out Watchpro next year or something similar, because I think it was so amazing to see, you know, what the inspiration behind some of the designs are, you know, why some of the brands have started. And I can't remember all the brand names, but there was one guy there, I think he used to work for Audemars Piguet, and he had a wooden watch case, and they were very proud of, you know, the high pressure treated wood they'd used. I didn't like it. It was like a hexagon shaped watch. Appreciated the effort that they'd gone to, but not for me. And you do have to wonder about the long durability of wood on the outside of a watch, as opposed to maybe Rolex making a dial out of wood. Anyway, that didn't matter. But there was all sorts. There were these sort of quartz based novelty watches that you could unscrew the inner case from the outer case and put it on a keychain. Again, I forget the name of the brand, but they weren't expensive, but they had really colourful, interesting dials. And I'll try and put some images over this video later. But so many things that I hadn't seen before. What else did we see? Doxa. Not seen any Doxas before. So the Doxa 200. I think my wife took a shine to it, so that's I think her birthday present sorted out next year. You know, white, simple white dial, simple movement, ETA based, SETA based. They don't do any adjustment to it. It is as it is. But what a fantastic sort of holiday watch for about £900. Sapphire bezel, nice rubber strap, and the lady who was, I think she's part of the distribution team for the UK, very nice, you know, did a wonderful job of presenting the watches as well. And that was one of the good things about Sinn as well. The lady I spoke to there really knew about the watch. Here we talked about the adjustment, because yeah, they're a German brand. They don't want to send the watches to Switzerland for chronometry testing, but they do adjust their calibers. But they tend to adjust them just a bit fast. You know, they don't try and set it to an absolute precision. But they appreciate that if you're going to have any inaccuracy, it's better to arrive early than late. So I think they said it was up to 10 seconds fast per day or something like that, which I thought was pretty cool. Unfortunately, because we decided to do both events, we had to skedaddle out of Watch Show. But we did see RJ first. So yes, we did go and see the RJ Fratello Speedy Tuesday presentation, which was really cool. It's great to see RJ. It was also great to hear about the origins of Speedy Tuesday. He sort of talked about this Dutch astronaut that they visited and they dug out. I can't remember the exact watch, but it was he referred to it as being of NASA property, and there was something about it. I think that was part of RJ's inspiration, you know, to create some special edition to celebrate the Speedmaster and its importance, certainly amongst collectors in space exploration. So that was great, and it was also great to meet Alan, Omega Fan Man. So nice to meet you, Alan, finally. Been emailing for ages. And that was that was a nice surprise. So yeah, we left Watchpro, headed back to Paddington Station very quickly, got back to Bristol, drove to the secret destination that Redbar was being held at. So yeah, we got there, and one of the reasons, well, two of the reasons that I wanted to go to the Redbar was, A, they had Haraj presenting, so I think it was Brandon from Haraj did a really good presentation on their journey, yeah, their origin over many years, the sort of Kickstarter campaigns originally, yeah, how they've developed their in-house calibre, which I have to say, yeah, when you see it in person, it is absolutely amazing. You know, the way they've created this architecture that's not only very functional but gives a great aesthetic on the open caseback. So I had a chance to handle the Super Seed, you know, the new GMT. It was a white dial with the flat link bracelet, an incredible watch. I think it was 5,000 or 6,000 Swiss francs. Yeah, it's hard to beat. I mean, the thickness, yeah, considering it had a GMT function, I think 200 meters of water resistance. It was 10mm thick. It was crazy. Integrated bracelet design, but also on the back it had this amazing micro rotor winding mechanism, and I love micro rotors. I'm a real sucker for them. So I was like, yeah, I could see myself wearing one of these. Don't know when, yeah, so many on the list. But also there was, we had Pietro from the limited edition, and now he had a few watches with him, and now he sells, or is an agent for a lot of brands that don't have bricks and mortar or e-commerce in the UK. And yeah, he had a selection of brands there, all very interesting, all with their own little key, yeah, features or quirks. And yeah, he was so passionate about what he does, so passionate. And there's some quirky watches, and again, I'll try and put some pictures up. So I can't remember all the brands because I'd never heard of them, so trying to remember what they were without bringing any notes with me was unfortunately impossible. So again, yeah, we stayed there for a few hours. The temptation to stay the night was there, but ultimately we had to get back because we left a teenager in the house. So we got back about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the evening. That was a long day. So if I was going to do it again, I'd have to make a tough decision in terms of which one I'd go to. But I think Watchpro was definitely a highlight for me. Definitely. Yeah, no disrespect to the Redbar guys. That was a brilliantly organised event. So Jason, thanks for doing that. But ultimately, Watchpro's once a year, maybe. Redbar every few months. But yeah, say the chance to see Pietro and Haraj wasn't to be missed. So what's next for me? What's next for me? I've got to finish that damn review for my JLC. I've just been so busy at work, you wouldn't believe it. Normally I like to try and get a couple of days at home through the week to work from home, but I've just had to go in every day. It's just been mad, which is great because it means we're busy. You know, working with some amazing companies, developing technology solutions for all sorts of things, anywhere from, you know, I can't name the brands, but plastic toys to hydrogen powered trucks, to modular houses, all sorts. It's an amazing journey that we're on at the moment with engineering and technology. It's been a nice walk around the park. My hand's freezing. And what I'm going to do is I need to update my mood board because the last few weeks has given me pause for thought. I'm going to sell a few watches in my collection, but with a view to acquiring something else, some things else. And I could see almost a non-Rolex, non-Omega collection. Not that I do that, but yeah, I'm going to try and pull together a few different mood boards to maybe help pick you guys through some of my thoughts. And you know, with Rolex, yeah, everyone says, oh, they're available. Well, they're not, are they? They're not available unless you want to pay well over list, which I wouldn't recommend unless you desperately want it and you're going to keep it for a long time. But anyway, I'm Andy, this has been the English Watch. I hope you've enjoyed this little ramble around the park in the sun with these amazing autumn colours. Hi to Dirk, my #1 fan, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.